just recently we heard that Breonna Taylor was alive for just over 5 minutes after she was shot. How does that weigh into the evidence, and can you speak on the family's behalf as it pertains to knowing that information?
Well, it's no one attempted to administer aid to her is one. We know that there's no denying that. So they did not attempt to administer aid. Now, when you're talking about how does that play in on a civil case, for every minute that she's alive, that's pain and suffering that she endured. So, I mean, that's never easy for the family to hear.
Absolutely.
Kenneth had already told us that, when they called him outside, that she was still alive.
Someone asked the question about, does Kenneth need to be in protective custody? And, that makes me think of the case involving John Crawford. I don't know if you guys remember the young man who was shot and killed in the Walmart, and his girlfriend was with him at the time of that shooting. That was in December of 2014. And then by January of the next year, somehow this young woman was involved in a fatal traffic accident. 2:00 in the afternoon, allegedly, she was in a vehicle that was driving 90 miles per hour. Who does 90 miles per hour, let alone at 2:00 in the afternoon? And so does Kenneth have any concerns?
Yeah. I would say he does, just in some of the conversations.
We got our first call, 323.
What's up? Yes. Oh man, I'm glad you guys are here. Into this case, a case that to me, I don't think it's less spotlighted than any of the male cases, and I think people are seeking justice when it comes to Breonna Taylor. I think it's highlighted, so I don't think there's anything that lessens it because CNN or whatnot doesn't cover it. I think movements are beyond what mainstream media covers. I think the people's movements are much greater than that, and I think people surrounded this case, and that's why I think people showed up to the clown Daniel Cameron's home, because people are tired of the injustice and his lack of action. So I think we just have to recognize that the movement and the power of people have shifted away from mainstream media. We don't rely on Fox News. We don't rely on CNN. We don't rely on MSNBC. We rely on the platforms that we can freelance from and kind of come collectively. These media platforms, and even the movements that had generated around the world, it wasn't done through mainstream media. It was done through the tools that everyday people have been able to use effectively and gain power off of it. And I think that's what people need to start paying more attention to than what white media, corporate mechanisms go about doing. We got to break away from our kind of master syndromes that we've been conditioned to have for so many years. But my question as it relates to the case is, there's been like, I wouldn't say rumor, but stories related to the gentrification of this area. How true is that about this? Could have been, some people are bringing about an issue of them trying to force the residents in this area out of here as part of some gentrification plan. How true is that story? And have you guys heard anything as it relates to that?
The stories of that came from the complaint, our amended complaint. So those are allegations that the legal team made, and we would not make those allegations if we didn't have evidence to back that up. So there's that.
Oh, so this is real deal stuff. Oh, wow. And my last question, as it relates to the Attorney General, what is the process? Can the citizens go about? I know it'll be hard about like a recall of an Attorney General. Is he an elected official or is he appointed by the governor? And what would be the process if citizens feel there's not enough being done by this dude? It can awaken the political action amongst people. Can they remove Daniel Cameron out of office? And if not, when is he up for re-election?
I don't think that there's going to be anything that would be that would qualify to remove him at this point. He's not up for re-election for another 3 years.
Yeah, he just
So he just took office in December.
But this is important. Why we got to do our research, because
he never should.
No one did their research on him because he didn't have the CV, he didn't have the resume to support him getting elected for this position.
He was elected simply because he has been brought through the political system by Mitch McConnell. So political ties is how he got elected to where he is. He did not have the qualifications to be the qualifications. He barely had enough years to even file for that position.
Wow. And that's the thing that bugged me out, because it's almost to me that he isn't really too vested as far as being Attorney General to me. And it seems like he's kind of being vested or even groomed to replace Mitch McConnell, who's probably only got another term before he leaves Congress. Do you think that he's put in that position? Because when I look at Daniel Cameron, I look at his, things he tweets, they kind of play more in the lines of, he doesn't even seem like an attorney, he seems more like a political figure. And he runs along the lines of playing politics in that position. That's all I got. I'm going to fall out because I know a lot of people on the call.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Have you had any interactions? Have you ever had any interactions with him on a like at a meeting, a social function, in the court of law?
He came to one of our Black Lawyers Association meetings when he was campaigning.
You might want to give the play-by-play on that.
There's nothing like we hadn't seen him before then, so we weren't really like. He came in, did his spiel, said if you do anyone have any questions, and nobody had questions. And when he left, we were all like, "Really though?" Like we have meetings once a month, all the time.
Has he come back since? I know it's only been 6 months now.
No.
Do you think he got some of the Black votes just because he's Black? Because a lot of us would be like, we're supporting anything Black. So.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can the governor step in? What's the process? Like it's no injunction, it's no veto. It's
step in for what? With regard to him or arresting
the both?
No, it's separate.
I'm glad you asked.
It's the whole checks and balances, the separate branches of government. Our governor happens to be a lawyer, but he doesn't have any authority to force the attorney general. They're elected. They're both elected by the people, so he's not over, if that makes sense.
So he's gonna have to carry out his term, and hopefully, he doesn't get reelected again.
Now, I will say, while Daniel Cameron scares me, I don't know what's going to come from his office. I did feel encouraged by the FBI when we met with them and their investigation and the Breonna investigation. Mm-hmm. It's the same team, the FBI and DOJ prosecutor that convicted Walter Scott in South Carolina. So they have a track record of working these cases and winning these cases and getting their people sentenced to significant prison time. So
we got a call from 347.
Yes, sir. What's going on, Fred?
Hey, how you feeling?